Well, as you guys know, lately I've been working like 10-hour plus days. Hello? Nope, he's dead. Don't call me anymore. As you guys know, I've been working very long hours lately. This guy is not... Just go. Just turn. What are you doing? Alright, back on track. As you guys know, I've been working 10+ hour days lately, and it's been cold at night, like way cold at night. It's sunny and 51 out right now, but at night it's 21 degrees and our shop isn't heated, so I've not been motivated to do anything. So obviously, the best option is if I'm at work and I can't make a video, just make a video at work. Here we are, at work. As you guys know, I'm a delivery driver for Jimmy John's, which is why this is a perfect opportunity for me to tell you why the Acura Integra is a great car. As many of you know, I own a 2016 Ford Fiesta ST, and I drive this thing quite a bit more than I drive that. Partially because I put a ton of miles on the ST. I'm trying to chill out with it, and I wanted to drive this all through the winter. But you may also know that I sold my E36 328 ISM package to keep this car. What made it so special? Well, the best way I can describe an Acura Integra, which is going to upset a lot of Honda people, is driving an Integra is like driving a Civic, except for it's fun. I drove the EM1 Civic Si, and that was fun to drive because of what it was, but the Integra is just what I expected the EM1 to be. Like, the interior is so much nicer looking than just a normal Civic. The seats are so much nicer than even the SI seats. They're leather, they're buckets. The transmission in this car, I cannot believe how good this thing feels, even for having 197,000 miles on it and a blown rear engine mount. The shifting is just so direct and straight to the point. They make short shifters for this car, and I cannot even slightly imagine why you would use it. And one of my running gags with Hondas is that they don't sound good. The only way to make a Honda sound good is keep the exhaust quiet and the intake loud. This car's not exempt, but check this out. Come on! It sounds good. I can't wait for all the comments of people be like, well, my Camaro with an LS1 in it is faster and sounds better than that. Yeah, good call, dude. Alright guys, got the mic on. No sicko mode. Got the mic on, have the window cracked, so it's a little windy. Hopefully the dead cat does a decent job of keeping that in check. So what this car actually has is just a big exhaust leak. I believe the flex pipe thing is kind of ripped. That's a signature thing for Hondas. But yeah, you know, just give her a listen, give her a listen. Come on, you can't be mad at that. That's a good sounding 4-cylinder. I still maintain that it's hard to make a Honda sound good, but I think the B18 is an exception to that. I've definitely heard bad sounding B18s, and if it opened it up any more than this, it would be bad. If I did like a 3-inch catback with like a reasonable muffler, it would probably sound really good. But straight pipes, don't do that to a Honda. Don't do that to anything, really. V8s kind of get a pass. Turbo cars are not super loud, but nobody wants to hear your D15 fucking just rip roaring with no exhaust on. I can't really. I'm just sitting here at a stoplight. This is a real man's review, a working man's review of the Acura Integra. What's it like to just sit in a traffic? A lot like a Honda Civic, but better. People in trucks next to you looking at you funny because you're talking to nobody. This generation of Integra, that's DC2, DC4, depending on whether or not you have VTEC, which I don't, unfortunately. This is not a GSR, this is not a Type R. This is just a GS, I believe, because it has leather interior. I don't know. But the Integra is regarded as one of the best handling front-wheel drive cars, period. I was really jaded. Came from a Miata with nice suspension, which is regarded as one of the best handling cars, period, regardless of the powertrain platform. And Fiesta ST, which is not only considered one of the greatest handling front-wheel drive cars of all time as well, it's also 21 years newer than this car. This steering, I'm sure, has a little bit of play in it relative to when it was brand new, but I didn't immediately feel the reasoning behind the claim that this is such a good handling car until I really started getting a little more comfortable with it and taking it around corners like you're supposed to. And this is a very confidence-inspiring car in the corners. It's super fun to drive, and the steering's very direct, which is nice. The seats hug you really well. My friend Chris used to have one of these, and when I was talking to him about when I bought this one, he said he doesn't really know how to explain sitting in an Integra other than it feels like being in a race car. And it does. I don't know how to explain it either, but the transmission just shifts so beautifully. You feel so low, even if you're not, because this is stock ride height. You feel really low. There's an insane amount of visibility out the front. Like, you just see, the hood is so low relative to the seating position that you just see, like, you feel like you can see everything. And that's the Integra's LS Sport Coupe. Coupe. Yes, it has a hatch on the back. Coupe. Fight me. LSGS Sport Coupe has a ridiculous visibility, I believe, of like 320 degrees or something like that. Let me get back to this transmission, because my God, is it just one of the nicest things. Like, I sat in this car and was just immediately rev matching it. This stupid Subaru won't get out of my way or use a turn signal or go faster than 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. Just so tight, so direct. If you manage to misshift an Acura Integra that has a good transmission in it, please buy an automatic, because I don't know how you could do it. Like, I hopped in this car, never having driven it the first time when I took it out for a test drive. All day long, no problem. It's so easy, and I don't even understand why, and that's just kind of how Hondas have always been in my experience, except for this doesn't have the signature second gear grind, which I am very happy about, because every other manual Honda I've ever driven, so maybe it's the B series transmissions that really, Honda really got it right. Now, maybe it's not fair of me to compare it directly to the EM1 SI, because while they were both available at the same generation, I still feel like even a lower tier Integra is a step above a Civic SI. And I have to look into their price points originally. A 99 Integra base or GS LS, I don't know. Not a GSR Type R. Find out an EM1 SI's original price. I'll put it on the screen, but I just feel like, regardless of the EM1 SI becoming this legendary fable of a Honda Civic representative of Smash and VTEC, the Integra did it first, and in my opinion, the Integra did it better. You feel like you're in a car that was built to inspire you to rev it all the way to the red line and take it through corners faster than you feel comfortable, because it can handle it. The Civic Si, all those ideas just feel like an afterthought to the fact that it's still a Honda Civic. They took the Honda Civic and they're like, oh, well, you know, make it good. That's really offensive, I'm sorry. I like Civics, and I really like CB7 Accords, but I like this car in a different manner, in that I liked my CB7 because I could just beat the shit out of it and not care. You can do that with a Civic. Bang on it all day long. It doesn't matter. Drive it every single day. Drive it 500 miles a day, and don't change the oil till you've hit 10,000 miles. That's fine. Well, that's still all applicable here, because it's still a Honda engine and transmission. This is different. It's an Acura. It's supposed to be fancier, and it is fancier. It's better. It's way more fun to drive. So what makes these things so desirable, yet still so affordable? Honda people love an Acura Integra. They really do. We are not going that way. Good God. I forgot that they have it down to one lane right there. That is bad. Gonna take a hard reset. Well, for me, the Integra, at least this generation, not even, the generation before too, with the brick headlights, is really great. But this generation Integra, with the 4 lights up front, has always been really appealing looking to me. I think a lot of that stems from my giant fanboyism of the ST205 Celica GT4. I don't want a Celica GT that looks like a Celica GT4. I want a Celica GT4, but it being a Honda makes it okay. I love 90s cars. I love the design, the roundness, and the interesting ideas to put 4 headlights on the front. Maybe Toyota did it first. I'm not entirely positive on that. But regardless, The looks of this car are fantastic. Everything's a good sweeping line. It was futuristic for the time. The interior is so good. The steering wheel is like the perfect size. I love the seats. I wish I had some that weren't destroyed. It being leather really puts it over the top comparatively to a Honda Civic or a different, even a Prelude. I don't know if Preludes were available with leather, but I would say that the Integra is more fairly compared to a Prelude than it is a Civic, but I've never driven a Prelude of a comparable year. Maybe I like it better, maybe I wouldn't. If you don't like Integras, there's a really good chance you've never driven one. If you have driven one, there's a good chance you didn't drive it right, because there's just no way to be upset when you can just use every horsepower it has all the time. You get to just roll through the gears. You get a nice sort of angry sounding 4-cylinder in there, and the transmission is just super tight. It's just a good driving experience. It really is. There we go. So easy. It's just good fun. I have nothing else to say. I can't really further sum up for you why I got rid of my E36 to have this Integra, or why I think you should buy or at least experience driving an Integra. But when you can get something this good and this fun for $1,000 and it's not a giant scrapper, my Miata was $1,000, and that thing gave me so much trouble from the very beginning. This is still a Honda. I have not had to do anything to it yet. Knock on that wood though, because let's just put it this way. When I had the $350 Accord, one of my biggest videos, has like 300,000 views, is a $350 car reliable? Let's take a road trip to find out. People complained that the road trip wasn't long enough. So here's hoping that nothing goes wrong with this car, because while it was more than the Accord, we're about to take it on a real road trip. And we have at least one special guest planned. So yeah, I'll just put it this way. February and March are going to be very good months. Some cool people making appearances. So that's all I got for you today, guys. Like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been motivated to work on things. I've just been working so much, and it's just too cold. It really is. We've been still getting down to like 21, 22 degrees at night. So by the time I'm home at 8:30, the shop is already down to like 30 degrees, and it just is not a good time to be in there. If you guys want to see a picture of your car featured at the end of the video, send a picture of it to me at cursedforeverhelp@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'll probably give away a t-shirt at 2,500 followers on Instagram. I think I'm at 2360 something. So go follow me on Instagram at BigB1011. Add me on Snapchat at BigB1011. And we will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.